live. Welcome to Vinyasa Yoga. I'm Bree, your yoga teacher. But remember, you're actually your own teacher. I'm here to make suggestions and guide you along your path. This will be all levels. Quick announcement. I'm going to continue teaching these live classes on Saturday mornings through November. I was also thinking of incorporating a yin class as well, maybe once a month. So if you'd like me to do that maybe on a Sunday, you can let me know in the comments. Happy Halloween for those of you watching the live. I've got my orange and black on. And if you've got orange and black on, I would love for you to take a picture. You could tag me, I'll share it in stories. But the way that it just exfoliates all the way out, right, is when we share, we come together and we're a community. Whether we're in person or we're virtual, we are all connected. Alrighty, so we're gonna start in a comfortable seat. We've got a good theme today. It's about insecurities. We hate them, right? But we've all got them, we're human. And I saw this one quote and I was like, this is so it. We only see people's highlight reel on social media, okay? It's not the real whole picture, okay? With Facebook, right, I often use this analogy, it's the face, but we've got the sides, we've got the back. So I try to be as open and vulnerable, not just through my teachings, but like if you watch my stories, I'll always let you know the deal, because I also have insecurities. I'm not perfect, no one is. And I think it's how we deal with them that makes us good, right? So whenever you get into that comparison game, know that it starts with the four corners of the mat, right? You just work on you. Let the rest do the rest. Four corners of the mat, we take that with us, and then that's how we live off our yoga mat. All right, so come to comfortable seat, close your eyes. Enough spiel, we're gonna start to move and flow. Place the hands on your lap, palms facing up, receiving. Draw the shoulders up by your ears, take them down and back. Feel like a burden is already being lifted as you find this seat. And as you bring your hands to heart center, I want you to think of an insecurity you had. It could be something from your childhood. Like people used to call me Toucan Sam for my nose, and that like is always with me. So like I have a good nose angle, I have a bad nose angle. I contemplated getting a nose job. It could be something like that. Or it could be something really significant, like FOMO, right? How many people have that fear of missing out? I've learned JOMO through quarantine, that sometimes it's the joy of missing out, that the true happiness is within you. And whatever that insecurity is, I want you to take a moment and call it to fruition of mind, and then I want you to change the dialogue. Like how can you spin it into something that you're grateful for? And if we put this spin on it, then when we manifest it, that's what's going to change. If we want to be included, if we want to appear different, whatever it is, like let's move out of our own way. And then open your eyes, send the prayer hands all the way up. Maybe even take a little back bend, open the throat, like universe, here it is. And then exhale, take the arms by your side. Nice, let's come to child's pose. It's always a crowd pleaser, right? Is there anybody that doesn't like child's pose? I don't know, maybe. So toes kiss. You can extend your arms, melt that forehead. If you want a little more, you can lift your wrists and forearms, take a spidey finger. Maybe dropping the chin towards the mat, get a little opening in the upper back. Let's take a journey over to the right. Think about belly folding over that thigh. Maybe left ear rests on the arm. You can also take the left hand on top of your right hand. Give yourself a little traction as the left sitting bone continues to melt towards the heel. And then come to center and take it over to the left. Again, you can do your spidey finger. You can take the right palm, cross it over the left as the right ear finds its way onto the bicep. And then come back to center. Nice work. Let's find tabletop all fours. So we'll do our dancing lion today. So it's kind of like a circle, right? Where you just like go 3 directions, right? And you can let the hips descend forward, almost like an up dog, and then take them back. And I like to get the neck and shoulders involved too. Doesn't matter what you look like here, right? And then once you've done 3 that way, just take it opposite. You'll probably get a couple cracks and adjustments. Yoga becomes your therapist, your chiropractor, your friend, right? Good. And then you'll find neutral tabletop position. From here, we're going to extend the right arm, thumb faces up. Tuck your left toes, extend the left leg on the earth. Level 1, you're going to stay here. Level 2, you can lift it hip height. Draw that lower belly up and in. And then let's take the elbow and knee under torso, tap and connect. Exhale, extend. 2 more times, just warming up that core, creating a little bit of heat here. And then once you do your 3, bend your left knee, and with your right hand, see if you could reach for that foot or ankle for like a half bow. You can look down if the balance is a little challenging, really root into the top of the right foot and shin. If you've got this with ease, kick into the right leg. It will open the right shoulder, adding in back bend as you look up. And then with grace, arm forward, leg back, hand down, knee down, side 2. Left arm extends forward, thumb is up, right toes tuck as you extend the leg. And then lift your hip height if you want to go a little more, but draw the pit of the navel up and in, right? And then you're going to take elbow and knee underneath you. Exhale, extend. 2 more times. Exhale, extend. Once you finish up, you can bend the right knee, and with your left hand, find that foot or ankle. And if you kick into the leg, you'll get more looking up. If this side, you're like, holy cow, what is going on with my balance? It's a full moon, so let Mercury retrograde everything unravel. Exhale, extend, hand down, knee down. From here, we're going to do a floating table. So all you're going to do is tuck your toes, lift your knees 1 to 2 inches off your mat. You feel it in the core, yeah? And then turbo dog, lifting your hips. Take them back, relax your head, separate the back molars, and then really graceful and slow, take it for a walk. Straighten through the right leg, bend the right knee, straighten through the left. And this is where like the soft smile naturally comes on the lips, because there's something about awakening through the nooks and crannies of the body as we find space. For alignment purposes, let's shift forward into plank up or push-up position. And then just lift the hips up and back for dog. So the fingers spread wide. I always look to the thumb and pointer finger. It looked like an L. And then you kind of push into the knuckle pads and the tips of the fingers so the wrists don't bear the weight. And then you can look to the top of your mat as you're ready. We'll take just cute little baby steps. You can even cross pinky over pinky, like cross at your knees. Yeah, just change it up a little bit like a spider for Halloween, right? Feet will end up at the top of your mat. Good measurement, 2 fists between the big toes. Just hang heavy here. I kind of try to turn my body so I can always face the camera. You can sway left and right. If the hamstrings are really tight, keep a deep bend in the knee. If you want to incorporate the hamstrings, you could start to lift the sitting bones. Good. Now release the elbows if you did bind them. And let's think of like spidery arms, right? And 1 vertebra at a time, we're going to push into our feet to unfurl. And you'll come all the way up to standing. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. Very nice. Let's bring the big toes together. Mountain pose, top of the mat. Inhale, arms reach up. Today, let's hook the thumbs together, okay? You're gonna span the other 8 fingers. Take a side stretch to the right, look under your left arm. Breathe. Come to center. Take the arms left, hips right, look under that right elbow crease. Leaning the ears back a little bit, feeling that sweetness. And then through center, arms release. We're gonna move a little bit, sun salutation A. On an inhale, reach your arms high to the sky. Look up to the fingers. As you exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees as much as you'd like on the first few. Inhale, flat back. Hands can come to the shins. That way you push against them as the crown reaches forward. Exhale, hands frame your feet, stepping back, plank pose. Holding 3 breaths. Your modification is to drop to your knees. Think of the heels lining up over the balls of the feet, right? Yeah. And then lower halfway or all the way down. For Cobra, hands in line with the chest, elbows draw in, lift your heart. For upward facing dog, straightening the arms, lifting the thighs off the mat. We all meet back in downward facing dog. So just notice the magic as we connect the mind, the body, the breath. This is the yoga, uniting all together. Take 2 more breaths. On the last one, I want you to inhale through the nose, then stick out your tongue, open mouth, let everything go. Ha! No stress, no anxiety, no fear. And then bring your big toes together to touch. Look to the top of your mat. You could do the baby steps, you could lunge, or you could jump your feet to your hands your way. On an inhale, flat back and lengthen. As you exhale, fold it in. Reverse swan dive. So the arms reach outward and up as we come to a flat back. Arms reach up. Exhale, take the arms by your side. Okay, let's lace the fingers together. Some of you, the palms are going to touch each other. Lift your sternum, look up, and then you're going to hinge forward. Crown down, arms reach up and overhead. So same thing, stretching it out, just adding in a little shoulders. Crown of the head lowers down as the sits bone rise, and then the arms reach up and overhead, almost like they could touch the ground. And it might not be this lifetime, right? It's just a cue for direction. Beautiful. Keep the arms down, and it's a flat back as you rise. Bring your toes back together. We're going to find chair pose, heating it up even more. Squatting down, hips back, arms reach. 3 breaths. So if you can see your 10 toenails, that's a good sign. If you're flaring the sit bones, think about Uddiyana Bandha. So we draw up and in, and then we reach the arms a little higher. Last breath. Exhale, your forward fold should feel amazing. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, root your hands. You can jump or step your feet back and lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, back bend of choice. Exhale, take it back. Warrior 1, right foot's gonna step to the right thumb. The left foot pivots flat 45. Right knee over right ankle, arms reach up. 5 breaths, first warrior. So I know in sun salutations we move a little bit, the heart rate goes up, but we're literally setting the foundation of the practice. So think about rooting from the ground up, right? Before you build a building or a home, you have a foundation. Take 1 more breath, bend into that right knee, look up, and then exhale, hands frame the right foot. Step back, lower down. Inhale as if you're moving through water. Exhale, take it back to dog. Left foot steps forward, nice and light. Right foot flat. Inhale, arms reach up. Here we go. So fine tuning, we have the hips looking forward. We have left knee over left ankle. We're reaching and extending. It's like if someone could lift you up through your armpits to extend. All the while, that right edge of the foot and heel push down so the inner arch lifts. Last breath, look up. Exhale, hands frame the left foot, step back and lower. Inhale, upward face. Exhale, take it back. You've got 5 breaths here. So incorporating that Ujjayi breath, if it's comfortable for you, in and out through the nose. It's a victorious breath. Some people say it's like Darth Vader, but it's really magnificent to use through the practice. Good. Take 1 more inhale, empty it out, and then bring your big toes to touch. Look forward. You can jump, step, or walk your feet to your hands, nice and light. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Chair pose, 1 breath. Arms reach up, come to stand, and release. Okay, we should be nice and warm, yeah? Let's take a big step out to the right. So I want the edges of the feet in line with the edges of your mat. And then we're gonna turn the right toes to the back of the yoga mat, finding warrior 2. So heel to arch, okay? If you drew a line from the right heel, it should line up with the back arch of the left foot. Arms go out. So I've been teaching a lot in person lately, okay? And it's amazing to do this practice outside with others. And I would say 70% of what I'm seeing is the arm reaching forward in our warrior twos. So one cue that's really helpful, think about wrists over ankles. Good. Now, once you have that, you feel that the shoulders are above your hips. That's when you look out towards your right middle finger. The shoulders are also on the back body, so think about the pinkies drawing back. Yeah, last breath here. Side angle pose. So legs stay the same. Right forearm rests on the thigh, left arm reaches up. Okay, you could lower to the ground with the right hand. You can also extend left arm over ear for side angle. This is just extended variation. So there's a bind here, left arm wraps behind the back, and this right arm can come underneath the right leg. Maybe you find the fingers or the wrists, but you want to keep pulling that chest open. Take one more breath here, and then you're going to look down, so the left arm can pick you up. Legs haven't changed. Reverse. Left arm, back leg. Right arm reaches up, bicep over ear. You could look up to the right hand. You could also look down to the back left foot. You could half bind it here too. Sometimes by taking the left arm behind your back, you reach for that right hip and you forget, right, that the knee comes out. So we bend, and that helps us stay. Back to warrior two, straighten your front leg. We're gonna bring the left foot in now one time, preparing for triangle. Slightly shorter stance. Arms reach, extend, extend, extend. Once you've got the extension, the right hand can come down to your shin, a block, as the left shoulder stacks above. So adding on, you can extend left bicep over ear. You could have your right peace sign fingers hook that right big toe. If you want to work that oblique, you can extend the right arm forward so it's parallel to the ground, holding an imaginary beach ball for 3, 2, and 1. Look down. Left arm picks you up. Reverse triangle. Right arm up. Left arm down. See the space we just created in those intercostals? It's so sweet. And then come back to center. Hands to your hips. Pivot the right toes in now. Before we do left side, we're going to hinge from the hips and fold. Hands can come under the shoulders. You can walk them in line with your feet, maybe bending the elbows. You can also turn your fingers away from you. You can crawl yourself through, crown of the head lowers down. Now think of the quadriceps hugging onto the bone and the inner arches lifting of the bottom of your feet. So if I came over with my pointer finger, I could like tickle you, right in that little arch of the feet. And then slowly release. We're gonna take Skandasana to the right. So right toes turn out 45 degrees. You're gonna bend so much into that right knee that the left leg extends and the toes face up. So some of you, this is a nice deep stretch. You can keep your hands forward. Adding in balance, hands can come to heart center. Full or half bind. Similar how we do in garland pose. Right arm down, left arm up. Or you can take the left arm behind your back. You can even lower your bottom so the right arm extends back and around. So these are just different playful options. There's no right or wrong. Check out the baddie that came to the mat today. All right, we're gonna release all that. Don't worry, we'll get to the left side, but first we're gonna pivot. We're gonna bring our hands to our hips and with a flat back come up. Okay, warrior two, same exact sequence to the left. So heel to arch alignment. The right edge of your foot lines up with the back edge of the mat now. Bend deeply into that left knee. External rotations happening in the hips. So let's review the cues while I distract you a little, right? It's a hard hold, okay, but it's so efficient, it's so effective. That right wrist still is over that right ankle. Think about shoulders above hips, pinkies drawing back. Left knee towards that middle toe, yes. Now keep everything as it is for the next 3 poses. Side angle, left forearm, left thigh, right arm to the sky. Again, you could extend bicep to the ear. You could release the left hand. There's 2 different styles. Ashtanga, you bring it to the outside. I prefer the inside because then you could bind it, right? As we continue to evolve, half or full, but the chest is never down, right? We lead with the heart. Right shoulder, head back as you gaze. And then whenever you're ready to release, legs stay the same. Look down, right arm picks you up. And reverse, sweet moment. Right arm, right leg, left bicep over here. You could stay or you could take the right arm behind the low back, reach for left hip, encouraging that knee to stay tracking forward so you open up the intercostals. Back to warrior two, final breath. Straighten the front leg, it's a good moment. Bring that right foot in one time, so it's one leg distance apart from the front leg. Then we reach the left arm, extend, extend, extend. Once you've got the extension, left hand lowers, right arm reaches. Again, you can extend. Maybe left arm reaches forward for 3 and 2 and 1. Look down, right arm picks you up, reverse triangle, good moment, Hands on your hips, left toes in. So yogi's choice for this forward fold. You can lace your fingers behind your back. You can come in this way. You could choose to take peace sign fingers and hook them around your big toes. Or for those that want to invert, you could take a tripod headstand. So you think about a triangle, right? The hands go in line with the feet, and then the crown of the head comes down. Watching out for furniture, of course. You can push down, and it's really about bone stacking here. It's not so challenging muscularly. It's really about, are your hips over your shoulders? Because then it becomes very light as you transition. Finishing up one more breath, any variation you chose. And then we're gonna walk our arms forward. You're gonna turn the left foot out to 45 degrees, Skandasana, here we go. So your right toes face up, we're getting a nice hip opener here. Level 1, hands are here. We're like, wow, this is a deep stretch. Level 2, we're like, let's play today. How's my balance? Level 3, we're like, F it. Left arm behind, right arm behind. You could sit back on the sits bone, pull the right shoulder back. Just getting nice and juicy as we release these issues in our tissues. And then whenever we're ready to release, we're gonna slowly come back into that fold, edges of the feet, lunge, edges of the mat, hands to the hips, flat back as you rise. Pivoting the left toes forward, soften that left knee and step your right foot up to meet it, mountain pose, top of the mat. I want you to bring your hands to heart center and just notice how you feel. Close the eyes, eliminate vision for a moment. You could feel the prana, the energy rising. And then blink the eyes open. Okay, one more standing sequence. We're gonna find chair pose. Hips are gonna sink back and our arms are gonna reach up. Bringing the hands to heart center. Think about lowering your pinkies towards the knees so you create this nice long back. Crown head reaches forward as the tailbone is back. And then now we add in spinal twist. So left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Keep pressing your hands into heart center. And now we're gonna add flamingo. So look down towards your right big toe. I want you to bring all the weight into that right foot and see if you can lift your left heel today. And if you'd like, all right, I can do more, try to lift the left heel to the glute. And then if you got it, you can extend the left leg back, maybe letting the toes find the mat. Oh yeah, look at that. And then you could add in exalted arms, right? Left hand to the outside of the foot, right arm up. You could be crazy and go for the bind today, getting nice and twisted before that candy that's in front of us, right, becomes tempting. And then when you're ready to release, we're gonna come to water wheel. So you're gonna lift the torso and then open your arms. Final expression, right hand down the right leg, left arm reaches up. So twisting and then opening. Okay, the hard part is coming back. So hands at heart center, back into that twisted lunge. Look to your right toes. And as gracefully as you possibly can, see if you could step the left foot up to meet it. And then forward fold, let that all go. We're gonna take a peace sign finger bind around the big toes as you inhale to lengthen. Exhale, melt in, and just recover here. No judgment on how you did, as long as you tried. Practice and all is coming. Once you feel like you've recovered, release the toes, hands on the hips, flat back to rise. So good. All right, big toes back together. I'm only turning so you can see. You stay at the top of your yoga mat, mountain pose. Chair pose, side 2. Here we go. So the cueing of hands at heart center, if you try to twist this way, you see how my spine is like on a diagonal? If you think about bringing your pinkies to the knees, you get so much more extension. So you can almost hook your right armpit to the outside of that left thigh. Okay, hands, make sure they're pressing at the sternum. And then decide, do you want to exalt? Are you good where you're at? And then now we're going to try to add flamingo. So dristi is to the left big toe. You can lift your right heel, and this is beginner level, okay? You try to transfer the weight into that left leg. Maybe the heel comes to the glute. Maybe you extend that right leg back. So it's almost like a twisted warrior 3. And eventually the toes find the earth, and we're in this beautiful twisted lunge. If you're like, not this lifetime, right? Drop your back knee and add in the twist. You can exalt. Final expression, right? All these vines. Oh, you just twist it all out. It's like a fresh rinse, a cleanse. And then we come to water wheel. Right arm is forward, left arm is back. And then left hand down the back leg as the right arm reaches up and exalt. So we go from twisted and closed to twisted and open. And then we rewind. Hands heart center, add that twist. Look to the left big toe and see, just maybe, that right foot can come up. And then forward fold and let it go. Woo! You could slide the whole hand under the feet so that your toes can actually massage the wrists. And then you do you. If you want more hamstring, fold, let the elbows bend to the side. Lift your sits bones up, straightening the legs. Recover here. Oh yeah. And then you could slide the hands out from under the feet. Bring the hands to your hips. And with a flat back, come all the way up. Good work. Toes are together. We're going to clean the slate with the vinyasa. On an inhale, arms reach high to the sky. As you exhale, fold. As you inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands frame the feet. You can jump or step back and lower. Inhale, shine the heart. Exhale, downward dog. Okay, do you notice the difference here? The first one compared to now. It's been a half hour of motion, of movement. We've opened the shoulders, the spine, and the hips. Letting tension go, building strength. On an inhale, we're going to reach that right leg up. Taking the right knee now to your right tricep. You can hover and hold it. Exhale, kick it back. Right knee crosses over, take it to that left tricep, hover and hold. And then exhale, take it back. One more time, this time to the forehead. Right knee forehead, so you round and curl. Exhale, take it back, pigeon pose. So the right knee slides behind the right wrist as you lower the shin. Extend that left leg back. So beginners, you can either put your block under the right sitting bone. You can also do this on your back and do figure 4. Once you have the extension in the spine, sometimes it's nice to peek over the left shoulder to make sure the ankle, knee, and top of the foot, everything's in line, and then you can melt it down. So a little more surrender here. Giving up some of that control. So if you want to thread your needle, come to your forearms. The left arm will thread underneath. The 5 fingernails come to the ground, and then you can rest the left ear or temple onto the mat. And then you can add in the arm, right? The right hand could rest on the low back. One day you could reach for the front toes. So it's your right foot on the left side, right? You reach for the front toes. Here, the mantra, the affirmation could just be, I am releasing. Filling in the blank of what you're letting go of, right? Your insecurity, that negative talk, that comparison game. I find that the more vulnerable I am and that I expose my true self, I realize that we are all the same. Same feelings, same emotions. Yes, the subjects will change. But we realize that we're more similar. And there's comfort in knowing that we're not alone. When you're ready to unravel, you're going to walk the hands back under the shoulders, peel the torso upright. Tuck your left toes to lift the left knee. That way you can take this right leg all the way up and back. And then just a little movement, whatever feels nice. If you'd like to flip the dog, look under your left arm until the right toes find the earth. Lift your hips and go for a wild thing. And then little strength movement. Right hand comes down. Take the right knee under the torso and then shoot it out to the left. So you're on the knife edge of the foot. Lift your hips, maybe lift left arm. And then if you're feeling crazy strong today, bend the elbows, chaturanga, and then take right leg up and back. You could meet in down dog, or you could do a 3-legged vinyasa, right? So you shift forward, lower down, inhale up, exhale back. Right foot down, left knee bends, and just feel that awakening. And then here we go, left leg rises. We're gonna take left knee to left tricep, last bit of core. Exhale, take it back. Left knee to that right tricep, cover and hold it. Exhale back. Final, left knee to your forehead, round and curl. Take it back, pigeon pose, never felt so good. So lower your shin, release that back leg. Lift the heart. Again, if you like to peek over, sometimes I notice that like my right knee creeps out, so I walk it in, yeah. And then you can flex that left foot, you can open the shin as you melt. So it's so cool to see you all tuning in from all places. We've got New York in the house and Canada in the house. And it's cool to know like all walks of life. I even saw Pennsylvania pop up. It's really nice. Once in a while, I'll get my friend on from South Africa. So for those who feel that you're really far away, in the end, we all feel a little disconnected now. Because even those of us who are close, right, we just like a weird chapter. If you want to add in your thread the needle, you can come to the forearms, and then this time it's the right that threads through, so 5 fingernails come down, right ear lowers. Left arm could rest on the back, or you could reach for the front toes. This left foot right on the right side. It's like funny when you cue it, especially as yogis, our brains start to unravel here. The monkey mind starts to go cray-cray. I wonder what I'm having for lunch and what's next on my to-do list. And I have to call that person back. But be here now. You're ready to unravel. I'm going to walk those hands in. Tuck your right toes to lift that right knee, and that way that left leg could go up and back. And then just do your thing. It might feel good to bend and extend, figure eights. Flip dog, you look under right shoulder, so the left foot comes down, right leg straight, right? You reach that left arm up. I kind of like taking arm above head like a rainbow. My 7-year-old made me play this song like 7 times this morning, so I'm like, I'll include it in today's playlist. Rise up. Left knee under the torso, shoot it out to the right. Knife edge of the foot, right arm reaches up. Right hand down. If you're feeling crazy, take that chaturanga. And then final vinyasa. You could do 3 or 4 legged. Shift forward. Lower. Inhale. Exhale. Left foot down. Bend your right knee. Give yourself some love into that left leg. And then this will be the last down dog. So heels rooting down, chest pressing through, biceps framing you. Look beyond your hands, bring your toes together, and then come through to seated. So you could jump, you could just kneel down, but we made it, right? Soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana. Heels come in, lift your torso. Hinge. You can use the arms as assistance to give yourself a little more as you fold in. Once you have the extension of the spine, I'm good with you tucking chin in. Feeling the stretch in the inner thigh as well as the low back. And slowly come up. We're going to extend the right leg out at a 45-degree angle. The left foot will come in, turning the torso to the left leg with your right peace sign fingers. Hook anywhere outside the extended leg. It's the Achilles tendon, the calf, maybe the forearm comes down. Left arm reaches up, and then we take bicep over the ear. So some of you will reach for the foot, but if the chest is collapsing, I prefer you to lean back, opening up. Maybe that right hand comes to that left thigh, you kind of push down. And then slowly come up. Left hand roots under the left shoulder. Come onto the left shin. Lift your hips. Reach your right arm up. Right. And then lower. Switch sides. Bend right knee in. Extend left leg 45. Turn torso to the bent leg. Left peace sign fingers anywhere inside the left leg. Right arm up. Bicep over ear. So some days I like to just stay here. Because even though you can reach for the foot, if you lose the pose, right, it's not worth it. So you're going to open that right shoulder back. Maybe left hand pushes against the thigh. Oh, yummy, yummy. And then the right arm rises. Right hand roots. Push into that right shin. Lift the hips. Lift your left arm. Open up. And lower. Beautiful. Bend that knee in. And just fold over your lap. Maybe bringing prayer hands behind the nape of the neck. Take a gratitude moment here. Like, what is one thing that you just feel grateful for? And slowly walk it in. We're going to find our way onto our backs. You can extend the legs for your final core work. Or if you're over it, you use your arms as brake pads. The arms could reach as you lower onto the low, middle, upper back. Take a glimpse of Shavasana. We're 3 poses away. So if you didn't get to add in back bend, here we're going to rope a little bit side to side, hug the knees in. And then plant your feet. We're going to cue bridge with an option for full wheel, okay? So lifting the hips high, you can lace your fingers. You could shimmy the right and left shoulder close together so you push into the knife edge of your hands. Maybe lifting your heels, playing with variations, watching belly rise and fall. Moving on, right? Hands could frame the ears. You can come to the crown of your head. Prepping for full wheel, pushing into the hands, lifting the head, lifting the heart. So you want to think about the knees not just drawing forward, but also squeezing towards each other like there's a block there. This is going to help the alignment, the bone stacking. Taking one more breath, emptying it out. And then always tucking the chin to safely transition. Take the knees into the belly. Compress the low back. Take care of the kidneys. And then inverting one more time. So, heart below the feet, legs up the wall. If you've got shoulder stand, right, you can support your lower back. Maybe playing and plow, bringing feet overhead. Just make sure to keep your neck neutral here. Ear pressure pose. Very good for the thyroid. If you're in shoulder, I like to point the toes and the feet. And then once you feel really strong, you flex the toes. And they kind of spread out like a lotus flower. When you're ready to transition, arms like a brake pad. Let the upper, middle, and low back touch. And you can bend your knees and plant them on the earth. We're going to cross the right foot above the left knee. You can draw in for a moment. Maybe lace the hands behind the hamstring or on the shin, using that right elbow against the knee. So similar to pigeon, right? And then you're going to plant the left foot, scoot your hips one time to the right, open your arms out like wings, and then just take the knee and the foot to the left. Your left hand could even push against the knee, so you're on a diagonal for your spinal twist. To release, head is centered, then the knee. Slide right foot back onto your mat. Left foot above right knee now. Figure 4, draw in. Lace left hand through the hole. Right hand could find the fingers clasping on the shin or behind the hammy. Left elbow presses that left knee forward. Last hip opener here. And then we'll plant the right foot back down. Scoot your hips one time to the left so that when your knee and foot fall to the right, you're on this beautiful diagonal for your twist. I even enjoy taking right hand, pushing that left knee forward. Look over that left arm. Head goes back first, then the knee. Releasing left foot. Final stretch. Soles of feet together. Knees open wide. Supta Baddha. Let's bring right hand on the belly, left hand on the heart. Just connecting here. You can even catch the breath in the palm of the right hand. And as you exhale, the belly flattens out. And if you're still enough, you might be able to get the pulse in the left palm. And then you could stay here. You could take your cactus or goddess. You could come to your infinity sign. Fingers gently touch each other overhead. Let the eyes roll back into the skull now. Soften the face. Relaxing through forehead, cheekbones, and jaw. Down through the neck and the shoulders, the spine and hips, all the vital organs in the torso. And then softening in the extremities, the arms, hands, and fingers, the legs, feet, and toes. Know that this is you in your most beautiful, pure state. We find that children have limited insecurities, and it's really society that adds these layers. And we now have to peel them back, getting to our truest innocence. Other moms may judge me. I let my 5-year-old wear mascara, but like she's expressing herself, you know? And I don't want to be the one to tell her when it's time to stop. Less judgment and more love, and we could really come together and be more unified. Coming into your final relaxation as you're ready, the right arms will come down, the left arm will come down. And then extend that right leg and the left leg. Maybe take up a little space today. Almost like a 5-pointed star, where the crown of your head is at the very top. Just soaking in the benefits, the practice. Sometimes the hardest part is just hit and play and showing up. You'll never regret it once you complete your practice. gently begin to deepen the breathing as you return to consciousness. Adding a little bit of movement, blinking the eyes open and then shutting them again. Taking the knees into the chest, give yourself an embrace. Extend your right arm as a pillow, roll into your fetal pose. Oh, you hear the kids coming in. And then coming up to your comfortable seat. Keep the eyes soft as the hands come to heart center. Bowing chin to the fingertips. Reflecting back to your intention. And know that when we're vulnerable and we kind of expose our true selves, we give others permission to do the same. And we could heal past traumas so that we can live our most happy, authentic life. I will always be in your corner. Thank you so much for practicing with me.